I was incarcerated approximately 25 years out of my 53-year existence. My crimes were for grand larceny in the 4th degree, the majority of them. I was a pickpocket. I wasn't aware that I had a mental problem until last year. Howie, the Harp, sent me to a psychologist, and I found out that I was possibly both bipolar, depressed. I was a substance abuse user, and post-traumatic stress.
In the early 80s, I was diagnosed with bipolar. And when I went to jail, I never got, there was no therapy for me when I went to city jail or prison. I never knew that service was available for me. At that time, I wasn't accustomed to going to jail, so I was very uncomfortable, and I was very much afraid. And now that I'm coming off drugs, I'm like depressed, full of anxiety, not trusting people.
I never trusted anybody but my dope, because I knew what that was going to give me. I knew what feeling, so I didn't trust anybody.
Coming in as a new person, you know, they picking you out, feeling you out, coming into the building with sizing you up, saying that she's going to be a guinea pig, or can we make her flunky? What women have to do to make it through incarceration is bow down to other women, meaning that we would have to wash their clothes, their socks and stuff. We would have to even buy them stuff, you know, ask our family to send us stuff for another person. We would have to give up our commissary, cigarettes when they were there. They're not there anymore. We would buy cigarettes for our lovers or the women that we're with. We would sneak around at night and rob other women. Say if they know that I just bought commissary and I leave my locker open, they would wait for me to go to the bathroom, because they know I go to the bathroom every night, and they would go in there and steal all my stuff. And in the morning when I wake up, my locker be clear. I couldn't blame nobody, but I know who it is, but I couldn't rat them out. So it's the consequences you deal with and live with in there. You don't even go back over there and confront them. You just leave it alone. It's a dead issue. You got to learn how to get to the table, eat your food, and throw away what you don't want. Because if you don't, if you sit at the table and leave your cake or something laying around that somebody else wants, somebody's going to come and ask for it. Then you're going to go through the limit whether you're going to give it up or eat it yourself. Telling them no could cause confusion. They'll see you later. Oh, you told me no? You're not going to give me your cake? I'll see you later. You don't know where she's going to see you at, but it's a problem. Out in the yard, you usually either bring a book or be with the people that you know, and keep an eye out on everything around the yard, because a fight can break out anywhere. And from the fight, they could be moving. They'll cause a distraction. The fight is a distraction to get to you. So that's why you keep your eye out around everywhere, the whole yard. When the fight breaks out, you just keep to yourself and make sure nobody's coming towards you.
You know, I was very argumentative. It's either black or white. I was next on this stove, and hell or high water, I'm going to use it, or I'll go to lock about it. I'm going to lock about stupid things. You know, I was just, you know, I didn't know I can deal with this another way. I was just excuse me, I tell you, I can't hear on the phone. If you keep talking, I'm going to punch you, I'm going to hit you with the phone. That kind of stuff. I was so angry.
I would argue a lot. And I would end up going to Keep Lock. I may have found that a way to like release some anger. Because honestly speaking, I'm afraid of the inmates. But I'm like so filled with anxiety, I just like lashed out to officers.
I developed a negative, very negative attitude and a negative way of looking at things. In prison, when somebody says a certain something to you, it means a certain thing. It means, I'm on a train and somebody put their foot up, cross their leg, and put their foot on my pants or my skirt. I kick them. If the newspaper, they pick the newspaper up, the train is crowded, and they put the newspaper up and it's in my face. Excuse me, I used to hit the newspaper. I make sure my back is always up against the wall. I don't want people touching me or, just on me unnecessarily. Stay in your own space. So I had a problem with that. In prison, if somebody did that, you hit them. You knock the shit out of them. Excuse me? They don't say excuse me. You know what I'm saying? And so you hit them. You don't do that in the street. And when people say certain things to you, it doesn't mean violence, a fight. I'm not in prison anymore.
I almost got jumped in the shower. I was in there, and this girl wanted, the middle shower is the best shower, and she came and pulled the curtain over and said, I want to get in. I said, okay, just a minute. So I put the curtain back. So she came in with two more girls in the shower, and we had an altercation. The thing was really slippery, but we had a guard that goes up and down the hallway, and she stopped in the time where I didn't get hurt. She asked everybody what happened. We didn't tell on each other. We said nothing. We were all right. We were just, fell in the shower. Because if you tell her, I said she jumped me in the shower, whatever, I would have probably got it later on that night trying to sleep or whatever. So we just said nothing happened.
Yes, I went to SHU for fighting with another inmate. And in the course of that fight, I assaulted the officer. Even though it was inadvertently, I still assaulted her. I kicked her. And so after the first 4 months, the walls started closing in on me. I found myself pacing. It's 4 steps to the door, 4 steps to the window. If I 1, 2, 3, 4, I'm right there at the door. I started pacing after that 6 o'clock count. And I used to cry for everything, the crying that you can't even talk. So, I seen it. They asked me, did I want to see a psychiatrist, and I said yes. And I was seen by the psychiatrist, and he ordered Prozac for me. And I found, after the first 2 weeks of taking it, that it took that edge off. It like took the edge off of things, like for me. When things didn't go the way I thought it should, I didn't get bent out of shape. I can handle it. I took Prozac for 3 months while I was in SHU. And when I got out of SHU and was returned back to general population, I was ashamed and I was embarrassed to get the medication. But you have to get on this long line, and population walking by, everybody can see. They call it on a unit, and when they say mental meds, ladies, I don't want to be one of them people going out the door. I was embarrassed. What would everybody think? And so that prevented me. I said, I don't need it now.